The recording. So I'll talk you through what you'll need to do before you show up and then what we'll do during the recording. So before you show up, firstly, relax. I'm going to guide you through the whole process. It's normal to feel nervous, apprehensive for this. Many people aren't very confident on camera. It's quite a daunting thing. But of course, remember, by being on camera once, you've then got consistent, constant digital assets that can showcase your value. I will talk you through the whole thing. I'll help you feel relaxed. This is what we do. We'll get you calm, get you confident on camera. For your attire, wear clothing that you would when you're meeting your best client. So for example, for me, Pink Panda t-shirt. If you've got a uniform, brilliant, or if you just, however you would show up to see your best client. It's good to bring a few options. If you wear a suit, you can wear a suit jacket and then have a shirt on underneath. Maybe bring a polo or whatever along with you. Or if you would just wear a t-shirt and hoodie, bring a couple with you, so then it brings variety. If you always, like me, kind of wear the same thing, then feel free to wear the same thing. There's no right or wrong here. It's just a case of, if there is a bit of variety in what you wear, it's helpful to have that in the content so that it looks differently throughout. The recording can take anywhere from about an hour to 2 hours. It's a lot of it dependent on how comfortable you feel on camera and how quickly we can work through it. This video makes it an easier process. Studies show we perform better on camera with an empty stomach, so don't overfill yourself on too much food because your body will be working to digest that, so you'll lose energy quicker. Now, onto the recording. The first thing we'll do is expressions. I'll just get you to express things. Show me your happy moment, or show me you elated, now show me you stressed, frustrated. The reason I'm doing this, firstly, is just to help you have a bit of fun and calm down, and we're not gonna jump straight into talking on camera. But secondly, this is what we'll use in the content in terms of the carousels, the infographics, to get your face in that content too, being expressive. Then onto the actual content itself. The first thing we do is record the least important content. That is your sales pitch, your elevator pitch. The reason we start with this is because it's the least important, and it's the least important because it's the salesy stuff. When you put that out there, it's the stuff that people aren't that engaged with and aren't that bothered by, but it's helpful to have every now and then just to remind people of what you do. So that's why we start with it. That way, this can be the worst content you'll record, because what will happen is, and same with everyone, is they gradually get better throughout the recording. So we start with the least important stuff because it's what you're going to share the least. Everything, as you'll see on the Word document, is bullet pointed. So it's not scripted, you haven't got to say it verbatim, word for word. But what you'll have, just like I'm doing now, I've got my laptop here with a few points that I just can check up what I'm looking at and then say to you on camera. So what you'll need to make sure is, with the bullet points, that you just check them, come back and talk. What we need to avoid, but I'll correct you if you ever do it, is looking at the bullet point and then coming back. And you need to keep your eyes on the camera, or if we're doing it off angle, you need to keep your eyes at the subject of where you're talking to, so that it's much better. As you can see, when you're doing this, it's not as good. But as I said, it's bullet points. So you don't have to get it all in one take. You can, so this is the first sentence. This is the second sentence. This is the third sentence. You haven't got to get it all in one. You can do it line for line if you like. What we'll find though, as you go further into the content, you'll start to get in the rhythm of things and you'll let your voice take over. When we're recording the actual videos themselves, so it's a whole one big recording, some stuff will be reels, videos, etc. When we get to the actual videos where it's going to be a bigger subject and you're talking for longer, you'll find that that's where the bullet points is just a starting point, and then you have to let your wisdom, your knowledge talk. And with that, let your passion shine through. Be emotive, be expressive. We want to get your personality out, your tone of voice out. So if you're someone that likes to crack a joke with your clients, we want to show that in the content. If you're someone that's always formal, always serious, that's what we need to show. If you're someone that's kind of relaxed and it's all about having fun and just not taking things too seriously, that's what we need to show across in the content. So for me, I'm always bubbly, always over-passionate, overexcited, and try and always be quite upright and all that kind of thing. So that's what I'm trying to show in the content, that it's consistent with my brand, consistent with my personality and the tone that I set within Pink Panda. Now on the video content, this is going to be the biggest of the bulk of the recording. This is where we'll take, for example, your 4 tips to make better content. And in the way that that's structured, that's going to be one big video, and then it will be chopped into multiple reels as well. The way that we'll structure the videos is, this is where you'll have multiple bullet points. So for a lot of them, say it is the 4 tips to achieve X, you will introduce the video and then you'll go into it. So for example, if I'm saying the 4 tips to make better content, I will say, here's the 4 tips to make better content. Number 1, do this. Number 2, do this. Number 3, do this. Number 4, do this. Now let's explore this in more detail. Number 1, I said do this. And what I meant by that is blah, 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 blah. So, and then once you've finished and wrapped up your 4 points, you'll end with a call to action where it'll be transitional, where you'll say, if this has been helpful, for more information, check out our socials. It's full of helpful tips and tricks to get the best out of whatever content. Or if it's something you'd like to discuss, you get in touch with us today. We'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you and see where your ideas could take us. So with those calls to actions, the idea is with the video, you're introducing it, you've then got the bulk of it, and you're finishing it off with a call to action. It's fine to forget, I'll remind you throughout the whole process, but this keeps you in the loop to make sure, I'll say again, we introduce, we say the 4 points, it's just a one-liner of what the point is. So it will be the bullet point, it's just what is that one bullet point? And then you go into it. The whole concept is with the video, you're introducing the value straight away, you're telling people why they need to watch it, and then you're giving little snippets away. So it's like, ooh, that's the point. And then you say, well, let's go into more detail. So then you're gradually giving them the layers of information so that entices the viewer to keep watching through the video. And then of course with that, we can turn that into a reel where it's like, that becomes a little reel with the tips, and then each tip can be a reel in itself. And that's it. Look forward to recording with you.